myself into my room and refused to come out until I got at least one $3,000 per month copywriting client. And after months, it failed. And the truth is, you will too, unless you do the things that I'm about to show you in this video. Because after months of desperately trying to get clients, just throwing random stuff at the wall and trying to see what sticks, I completely changed my approach. I locked in, and then in the span of 1 week, I went from $0 to $7,000 per month, which I couldn't even believe. Like, think of it. 1 week, I was working my 3 9-to-5 jobs. And then the next week, I was quitting all of those jobs and making 3 times as much as I was previously. But here's the thing. If I would have just used that working strategy from the very beginning, I would have cut out so much trial and error and wasted time. But luckily for you, you can actually just skip all that trial and error and get right to the good stuff, right to the part where you're closing clients and making money. So I'm gonna show you exactly how in this very video, and without trying to sell you a course, because all of my courses are for free right here on YouTube, at the free 4-hour course, 8-hour course, and 16-hour course that I just dropped. So in short, get ready because it is time to start closing clients. Now, before we jump headfirst into the tactics and the actual outreach scripts that I'm going to give you, first, you need to understand the why behind why these outreach methods actually work. And I'm going to beautifully demonstrate this by showing you one of my favorite things in the world, which is just a meme, because they are the most easy way to communicate a point. And the meme is this. I have it right here on my computer. When the cake recipe says to put 1 whole egg in it. And as you can see inside the cake, someone didn't actually crack the egg open. They just took an egg and put it in the cake batter. And that is exactly what people do with outreach. So here's what you need to remember. If you copy someone's outreach script without understanding the strategy, then it's no wonder why you're going to get different results. The method itself isn't broken, but your understanding of it is. So you want to learn the why before you worry about what exactly to do. And one of the biggest whys that you have to remember when you're outreaching is that you are not somebody who is selling a service. You're not selling copywriting. Instead, you are selling results. You are selling the solution to a problem. For example, you are selling the idea of getting more leads, of saving more time for the business owners, of creating them ads that are profitable and print them money, them optimizing their email revenue, and so on and so forth. This puts you as a position of value and a position of an investment instead of just a cost. And the reason why this is so important is because I see so many copywriters just messaging business owners saying, hey, do you need a copywriter? I'm a copywriter, you should hire me, or I'm a copywriter and I can somehow make you money without actually explaining how I do it. I just write you better copy and then money falls from the sky. So now I'm going to actually dive into the 3-step system that will show you exactly how to get clients. And it all starts with finding the clients and knowing which clients to outreach to and which clients not to. Because here's the deal. I see so many copywriters wasting time speaking to clients who are just not qualified, meaning clients who don't even have the money to pay them in the first place and clients who don't even have a huge audience. So their copy isn't actually going to make a gigantic difference. Why do copywriters outreach to these types of prospects? Well, the answer is simple, because these are the types of prospects that will actually reply to them. I'll put it like this. If someone only has 1,000 followers on Instagram and they have basically no traffic and no big business, they're probably going to reply to you. But if you outreach to somebody with 200,000 followers and you send them an outreach, then they might not reply to you because they get so many DMs, so many people actually wanting to work with them anyway. So what do? Well, first and foremost, you need to eliminate the people who are not going to pay you at all. Those are the only people that you should never, ever outreach to, are the ones that are so small, they don't even look like they're really making money. So here are a couple rules of thumb on how to do that. The first and foremost is that you want to make sure that they have some sort of proof of income. They look like they are making money. So for example, are they successful? Do you see them buying nice things? Do you see them running a bunch of ads? Do you see that they're making professional content? Their background looks good. Now, do all of these mean necessarily that they have a lot of money? No, obviously they could be on complete guru mode, renting Lambos, etc., etc. But again, it is one contributing factor to the fact that they are probably making money. Next is, do they use copy in their marketing? So for example, if they have tons of sales funnels, if they have tons of emails with email sequences and opt-in pages and free resources and lead magnets, then this means that they are somebody who is actively using copywriting. Even better than that, if they are currently running ads, then you know they have a marketing budget, because that means they might be spending hundreds or thousands of dollars per day on ads and getting an ROI back from that. So you as a copywriter, if you're able to make those ads just 10% better, then they're now making 10% more money from ads. Thirdly, you want to see that they have a decent sized audience. Now this is really huge because you will come across other people who look like they're making a lot of money, but if they don't have many followers, then they might not be the best to outreach to. And the reason as to why is because they might just be some sort of like freelancer or work with 5 to 10 clients. And if that's the case, then it won't really make much sense for you to outreach to them because they might not be looking for more clients and they might be completely maxed out at 20K, 30K per month with 5 to 10 clients already. So ideally, you are going to be outreaching to people who have at least 30,000 plus followers on Instagram or any of their other socials and are still getting thousands of views per YouTube video or Instagram video. So now, without any further ado, let me actually show you exactly what goes through my mind when I'm going through somebody's Instagram, their funnel, et cetera, et cetera. So first thing we see, he has the blue check mark. Now, you don't need to actually be verified or anything. This is like a $20 purchase, but it's still a good sign. He has 500,000 followers, which is already really good. And as you can see here, so this award in particular means that he's made $10 million with ClickFunnels. And these littler awards right here means that they've made at least $1 million. So in short, if you see anybody with any of these sorts of awards, that's a pretty good chance to say that they're already good to go. They're already qualified. Bro also has some crazy wheels on him and he's pretty jacked. I mean, that has nothing to do with if he's qualified or not, just making an observation. As you can see right here, he's running a Dubai mastermind. That tells me he's probably pretty qualified, makes a bunch of money. He has a Ferrari that he's riding around in over here, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, the evidence is overwhelming, but this also begs another question, which is, Tyson, can somebody be too big to outreach to? I mean, should I be outreaching to people with 1 million followers, 500,000 followers, with 30 million followers? Well, here's my outlook on this. I've helped copywriters close gigantic clients. I'm talking about people like Ty Lopez, Dan Martell, Brad Lee, Chris Do, all people with hundreds of thousands, if not millions of followers. And what I learned is that no client is too big to outreach to, but if you're going to outreach to somebody who is gigantic, who is huge, who is a dream client, don't bring no weak outreach. Don't be messaging them saying, do you need a copywriter? Don't be messaging them saying, hey, I made you one email. You want to make sure that if you're going for these really huge clients, you're sending them tons of free value. You're giving them a highly personalized message. You're doing your actual research because these are people who get messages from freelancers and desperate business people all of the time. So you would better set yourself apart. Now, part number 2 is the audit system. So before you ever send your first outreach message to them, you want to audit their whole page to see what you can help them with and where you can actually add value into their business. So for example, when it comes to emails, are they collecting emails at their top of funnel? Do they have good lead magnet? Do they have good opt-in pages? When you sign up for their email list and you get on their email list, what kind of emails are they sending? Are they sending a welcome sequence? What does that welcome sequence look like? Could it be even better? Next is their sales funnels, right? What do their sales funnels look like? What do their landing page looks like? Next is their socials. So on their socials, are they actually getting a good amount of people into their email list with CTAs to their free lead magnets? For example, are they making Instagram posts where they say things like, here's my free resource template, just click the link in my bio and download it, and then they can add more emails to their email list. The same thing with their Instagram stories, for example. Now, the third and possibly most important part of the whole system is, of course, the outreach portion of the system. So I showed you how to qualify people, how to tell if people have money or not and are worth outreaching to or not. Then we talked about what exactly to offer them, like how to tell them that you can actually add value to them. And third, we bring it all together by creating our outreach. Now, this is exactly where most people would just like give you some sort of email template and then send you on your way. And then you're not going to get very good results because, again, you're just using a mindless email template. So instead, I'm going to give you a complete, full, structured lesson and plan on how to actually make your outreach in the first place. And there's 3 main steps to this, 2 of which you want to add in pretty much every time, and the third of which is optional. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to send people an opener. This is extremely simple. The reason why you do this is because you want to know if they're home or not, meaning if they actually check their Instagram DMs, because otherwise it might not be worth your time to even outreach to them in the first place. So you just send somebody a opener, which can be a reply to their story. Now I have tons of examples coming up in this video, but it's super simple. You don't have to overthink about this. If they post a picture of their favorite paddleboard, you can message them back saying that you love to do paddleboarding too. Then you leave it alone for a couple days and then you finally send them a message. So you know that they checked their Instagram, you know that they checked their messages, and you're now out of their request tab and you're into their main tab when it comes to their Instagram messages. Now you are primed to actually outreach to these people. Now, the first part of your outreach is when you send someone some sort of free value. Now, there are different parts of the free value, and the first one is going to be the marketing asset. The marketing asset is something like a collection of emails or a sales page mockup. So as far as emails go, it's pretty simple. You create 3 emails based on all the emails that they sent out in the copy that's actually on their page. And then you put them into a document, and that is your marketing asset, the free value right there. But alternatively, you can also do the same with a landing page mockup. And I have a few examples I'm going to show on screen right now. So in case you didn't know, you can actually make really, really good looking landing pages right here in Canva. So Canva is absolutely free. It's a free, photo designer, and you could add photos. You can make it look like a real landing page. So imagine if you sent this, right, graphics and all, text and all, to a prospect, right, saying, hey, this is what your sales page look like right now. I made this sales page for you so I can show you my skills on building sales pages and also copying your brand voice. And then with these, you can basically templatize them so that they're still personal to the people you're sending them to, but also you don't have to start from scratch every single time and spend 10 hours on a mock-up for someone to say something like, oh yeah, I already got that covered. I'm not interested right now. On top of that, there's also this one here as well. I'm going to show them on screen. Now, these aren't ones that I personally made. And these are ones that I just found here on Canva. But there's tons and tons and tons of different examples of sales pages and things out there that you can actually just use for yourself and then put them in Canva here and then make these for different businesses. Now, after you make this free value, the best way to show people that you can give value to them and actually be an asset to their business is to already give value to them and be an asset to their business. Now, you've made them the marketing asset already. And if you don't know how to do this, like how to write a sales page, how to write some emails, again, all the videos you're ever gonna need are right here on the Tyson 4D YouTube channel. But next, usually you're gonna wanna make them a Loom video. Now, you can go ahead and send them the marketing asset without a Loom video, but I'm telling you, you are going to get much better results if you make a very, very quick video. You don't have to be super articulate. You don't need like a home studio or any of these things. You need a webcam and you need somewhat of an idea of what you're going to say, and that's it. Now, as for what exactly to say, let's hop into my proven template that I've actually already used to get $3,000, $4,000 per month clients and also help other copywriters do the exact same as well. So in your Loom video, which is basically just a screen recording with a little video of you right there on the side as well, this is what the structure usually looks like for me. First is the visual hook. So you start with a quick visual hook that's attention grabbing. Now, the reason as to why I do this is for, there's a couple things. First of all, it shows them that it's personal. So I might have a photo of them on my screen as well, where it's like, okay, I'm looking at you or I'm looking at your actual funnel. The reason why this is important is because they know that it's actually for them and not just like a pre-recorded video that you're sending to everybody. Next is the verbal hook. In one sentence, you clearly state why you're making the video and why the prospect should care. Somewhere within here, I usually try to make like one witty line or kind of like joke that's a little bit tongue-in-cheek. The reason as to why is because when you add a little bit of humor into what you're doing, people are going to do two things. One, they're going to subconsciously think that you are better at what you do. And then second is their sales guard is going to be lowered just a little bit. Next is the objection handles. So they're probably going to have objections that come into their mind, like, who is this guy? Why should I trust him? He's probably just another desperate freelancer, et cetera, et cetera. So in the first couple here, we're answering exactly what the people want to know. So the first one is, who is this for? Like, is this for me? Is this personalized? So we get that out of the way. Second is, what is this and why should I keep watching? And then third is, can I actually trust this person? And are the things that they're saying actually true? And then next are the two types of selling, which is method selling and skill selling. So we'll start with method selling. You explain the method/strategy that suggesting in a way that proves it works. So you use analogies, examples, past clients, or industry proof. And then after that is skill selling. You demonstrate why I'm the right person to execute this. You mention your credibility, your experience, your case studies, or your specific results. Now, the great part with this is with method selling, you don't actually have to have done the thing already before. For example, if you're talking about how emails are super important to someone's marketing, you can say, look, Alex Hormozy sends emails. This other big creator sends emails. And this is the type of email that they send. So if you send that type of email as well, it's not crazy to think that you can get similar results. And then finally, you give them a recap plus a final offer. You summarize the whole pitch, you summarize the whole thing that you just said. So in short, I'm offering you this. If that's something that you want to look into, let me know in the DMs and we can talk about it. Boom, super simple. And so in classic 4D fashion, I have an example for you guys. Now, this isn't the word for word example that I've used, but again, this is the actual example that I've used to get 3K per month clients, 4K per month clients, and so have all of my students as well. So it goes like this. Hey, first name, I'm making you this video in short because I think if we team up, it can make you more money. Now, to be clear, you're clearly a very accomplished, name their accolades, you're very accomplished with. So for example, that guy that I showed you before on Instagram, clearly you're very accomplished because you're over here making $10 million, which is absolutely nuts. So me giving you marketing advice would be like me trying to give bodybuilding advice to Arnold. Picture of Arnold, there's my visual hook. But even Arnold has a nutritionist, someone who handles the details so he can focus on what he does best, which is being Arnold. So I audited your funnel to find some ways that I can help name, focus on being name, while optimizing the details behind the scenes. Now, I know that what you're probably thinking. Here we go, another random guy pitching his services in my inbox, and that's totally fair. But this isn't some cold email template blast I'm sending out to everybody. I came across your brand and I knew I wanted to work with you because I really see it going somewhere. So I took the effort of actually making this video and doing an audit and trying to give you some sort of value so that I can just show you that I would be a valuable asset to what you're doing. Now, as for the method, here's why this works. So this is where you would just audit their funnel or audit whatever they're doing and sell them on a couple of ideas that you had to help them grow and help them improve. I have some more specifics coming up in the video as well. But you do that, you show them specific parts of their funnel. Here's how you can be improved. Look, I see you're running a promo right now. For promo, you're gonna need lots of marketing assets, lots of funnels, lots of landing pages, lots of emails. That's what I specialize in, et cetera, et cetera. Then some skill selling. And just so you know, I'm not blowing smoke. I've actually done this before. I've written pages for funnels that have pulled in 6 figures in launches, built campaigns that directly tied to thousands of qualified leads and clients stick around because I can speak in their voice, et cetera, et cetera. This is where you talk about the skills. And then final recap and offer. So look, bottom line, I built this mock-up to show you that I can actually write like you, not just claim it. If you like this style and you think it can move the needle for your current promo, for your whatever their offer is, let's test it on a smaller project. Worst case scenario, you get fresh assets. Best case, it adds fuel to what you're doing. So if you're down, just shoot me a DM and we can line it up. Very simple, very easy. And this is landed so many clients. I mean, the reason as to why is because like I was talking to you earlier, the clients that you're actually going to want to work with have already gotten tons of outreaches before. So the question isn't like, how do I outreach to more people? It's how do I outreach better to less people who are more qualified? This is how you get dream clients that are actually really good. Because if you're outreaching to crappy clients, you're not only not going to get clients because they don't have the money to pay you, you might get like, oh yeah, bro, let's do 30 emails for $200. Like you're not getting anywhere with that. And it's really just not going to be in your best interest at all. Okay, so now I have a bunch more examples to show you. Now, the first part is the marketing asset. The second part is the Loom video itself. And the third part, which like I mentioned is optional, is something like a Miro or a pitch deck. So the reason as to why one of these would be so valuable is because you can actually show things. So you can take screenshots and just fill them in. So photos and funnel audits. You can also use things like mind maps. So as for like really specific things that you can sell people on. Oh, hey, I see you have a low ticket webinar. For these, you're gonna need things like promo email sequences, reminder and hype email sequences, upsell to VIP email sequences, post event book a call email sequences, free lead magnet stuff right here. So list hygiene, welcome email sequences, best email deliverability practices, that's a tongue twister, booked calls, landing pages, et cetera, et cetera. You can also show things like testimonials and social proof. These are some testimonials. These are some social proof that I've gotten in the past. So 70 incoming leads per day, 94 incoming leads per day, for example. Then we have a visual diagram. So this is what an email automation might look like. And there's a visual diagram right here. You can also add in some like lighthearted memes. Like earlier with the example, I made the example of Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I could just like show that photo or something in the visual hook itself. And you can use anything like Miro, you can use Gamma, you can just use anything that you want. You can even just use a document and like put your thoughts in there. And then this way, you're not like trying to remember a script. You literally just have all of your stuff right there. So you go through it and you give the offer. Now you might be wondering, well, Tyson, what does this actually look like? Well, let me give you an example. This is a conversation from Client Getting Archives, which is a free resource inside of the free copy starter kit. You can go down below, which is essentially a ton of different conversations all in one document of people getting clients, including me as well. But here's one of them. This is him closing a $200 per email client into a monthly recurring work client. So I believe this ended up being like a $2,000 deal for a landing page and a VSL, which is huge, which is awesome. It's like a couple days work for $2,000. So this copywriter set a friendly tone with a nice compliment to the prospect, later sending over the free value in the Loom video. Now the prospect found the advice valuable, arranged a call, and closed $200 per email deal. If they also needed repeat monthly work after that, then they would set up a retainer. Now, using this funny meme was a great way to follow up, maintaining the friendly vibes. So we're going to zoom in here and actually read exactly what he said. So here at the very, very top, you pass a vibe check, calling out Dave Ramsey's outdated nonsense. So my guess is that the prospect, the client, posted something on his story about Dave Ramsey, which is the finance guy, and called him out. So that he said, that's awesome. Now, as for the copywriter here in his bio said that he was a father of 4 children that are under 5 years old. So then that's what the client actually commented on. Now, very important that you have your Instagram actually set up so that you look like somebody that people want to work with. If you don't know how to do that, again, more videos on that exact topic here on the free Tyson 4D YouTube channel. And he says, yeah, sometimes it feels too much to handle, but it's good most of the time. I appreciate the support though. And he leaves a like, and then he leaves him alone. This is a perfect short text. And then you finally send over the free value, right? This was like a month of marination. I don't know if I'd leave it for that long, but boom, a whole Loom video right there. But notice that the client doesn't respond. So the copywriter does what? Sends a follow-up in the form of a meme. And then the meme is, I bet he's thinking about other women. And then the guy says, is the name going to watch the Loom that I made him? And then the client says, love it, dude. Thanks. For sure we can chat. Tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow works for me. What time? 10 a.m. Then they talk about it and they finally get on the call. And that's all outreach is getting you. Outreach isn't going to get you paid. They're not going to send the money over the DMs, but it will get you on the calls, which is what really matters. So guys, there you have it. That is exactly step-by-step how to get clients. So you should do the exact same. Lock yourself in your room, actually take action on all the things I taught you here today. And if you want to learn exactly more about copywriting, getting clients, etc., I have tons of free courses on my channel, like the free 16-hour course that I just dropped. I'll leave it on screen right now. That's it for today. And of course, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.